Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. This week's been awful, just awful. And it's not anything I've done, it's just I've gotten caught by time restraints. In other words, I had 2 stops on Monday. I delivered the first part of the load, but I couldn't get to the second part of the second stop before they stopped receiving for the day. So that meant I couldn't get unloaded till Tuesday. Well, then by the time I got unloaded and they found me something, well, I was over by the Dallas Fort Worth airport, west of Fort Worth, and I had to go to Shreveport. Well, you got to drive all the way through Dallas. And they said, "You want to try and load today?" I said, "No." First thing in the morning, I said, "Don't know what it's going to be like going through Dallas. I'll either won't have any trouble or I'll have trouble." So then I get loaded, and then they couldn't get me an appointment till late the next day. So it's just been one of them deals. Nothing that I've done. It's just the way things have worked out. I've sat more this week, not by choice, but because of just the way things have worked out time-wise. And I was thinking about that. It's good to relax like that. At the same time, it gets me aggravated because I'd rather be going. But when I think about our walk in Christ, sometimes Christ will slow us down like that. And we don't know why. And it could be for just to get our attention. It could be a whole host of things. We just don't know why. And I was looking at verses this morning, and I've come up with a few that kind of explains that. If you feel like God has kind of put the brakes on what you're doing, putting you on hold, kind of saying, "Whoa, wait a minute, we need to slow down and regroup here." I want to share some verses this morning. The first one being in Psalms, the 23rd chapter. I'm not going to read the whole passage, just the first 3 verses. "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." What I like about that verse is where it says, he leads me beside quiet waters. If you've ever been out in the country or somewhere where there's a pond, and just sit and watch the pond, and it's so smooth, there's not a ripple in the water, and everything's reflective off of it. For me, that is just like one of the most relaxing things to do. It doesn't get any better than that. And though every now and then you'll see something come up and make a ripple in the water, and you can slowly see it, the ripple go across the whole pond. And when I see that, I think of my walk in Christ, and that's how I should be. I should be just a slow ripple. And I think sometimes that's why God slows us down, is because we're getting too fast. We're not being that slow ripple where we make a strong impression. We are strong in our walk in that, but we're not making that slow ripple. We're being too forceful. But like I said, that's just my thinking. But when I read that, he leadeth me beside still waters, instantly I can feel a little bit of a calmness, just because I imagine that in my mind. But I want to close with another passage, kind of different from that, in that our attitude, our mindset has a big impact, I think, on how when he has slowed us down, how we take that, how we work with that, how we use that in our lives. Okay, let me read it. Romans, the 8th chapter, starting in verse 5. "For those who are according to the flesh set their mind on the things of the flesh, but those who are according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For the mind set on the flesh is death, but the mind set on the Spirit is life and peace. Because the mind set on the flesh is hostile toward God, for it does not subject itself to the law of God, for it is not even able to do so. And those who are in the flesh cannot please God." So I think sometimes in our thinking and our way of doing things, we get off course a little bit. And I think this is what this passage is telling us. We need to remember and keep our mind focused on God. And I think, again, that's why he slows us down, so we can sit beside the still waters. We can be real quiet, and we can listen for his voice, his soft voice that will tell us what we need to do, will help us in our walk, help us get that stride back that we're looking for. So if you find yourself in one of them slumps like that, just enjoy that. He leadeth me beside still waters. Like I said, that to me is just so relaxing. So go to that, whatever it is that gives you that same type of feeling, that relaxed feeling. Go there and sit and listen for the quiet, still voice of the Lord.